Good day, grade 8. So we are now in week 4 in Mathematics 8, and our topic for today is about simplifying complex rational expressions. So let's have here exercise question, which is Marga was challenged to solve some division expressions. Let us help Marga understand each expression. So try to answer the division expression on your own. So how will you try to divide this fraction? So for example, number 1, we have 1/2 divided by 1/8. So how will you solve this? Okay, so after our discussion, we will go back to this problem and try to solve it again after we learn how to simplify rational expressions. Okay, so recall that a fraction is written in the form a over b, where a is called the numerator and b is called the denominator, and a and b are integers and b is not equal to 0. So take note that your denominator in a fraction or in a rational form should not be equal to 0 because it will make our rational undefined. If n a over b is, if in a over b, a is a fraction, b is a fraction, or both a and b are fractions, so if our numerator and denominator are both fractions, then the expression is a complex rational expression. So we have here an example number 1, 1/2, 1/2 all over 4 over 5, or all over 4 fifths. And we have here number 2, which is y plus 5 all over 2/3. Number 3, we have x over x plus 1 all over 7 over x. For number 4, we have x plus x over 2 all over 4 minus x over 5. So for number 5, we have 3 over y plus 5 over y minus 1 all over 1 minus y over y minus 1. So let's try to solve how to simplify this complex rational expression. So for number 1, we have 1/2 all over 4 fifths. So step 1 is to find the LCD of all fractions appearing in the numerator and in the denominator of complex fractions. So first is to look for the LCD of our denominator in the numerator and denominators for these fractions. So since the denominator of the first part is 2 and the second part is 5, so let's look for the LCD, which is 10. Since 10 can be divided by 2 and 5 without any remainder. So that is the least common denominator. Next, number 2 is to multiply the LCD, both the numerator and the denominator of complex fraction. So let us multiply the LCD 10 to our numerator and denominator, or to our complex fraction. That is 1/2 times 10 and 4 fifths times 10. So for step 3 is to simplify common factors if possible. So if there is a common, for example, we have 1/2 times 10, since 2 and 10 has a common factors, which is 2. So 2 divided by 2, that is 1. So this becomes 1. And then 2 divided by 10, that is 5. Now the remaining is 5 times 1, so we have 5. And for our denominator, since the common for here is also 5, the common factor for our denominator is 5. So 5 divided by 5, that is 1. And 5 divided by 10, that is 2. So we have now 4 times 2, that is 8. So our answer here is 5 over 8. Okay, so I have here also another steps how to simplify a complex fraction. So we have 1/2 times our divided by, or all over 4 fifths. So you can also do this if you are difficult to find the LCD, so you try to solve in this way. That is 1/2, and then you multiply, so you copy the numerator 1/2, and then you multiply it by the reciprocal of the denominator. So the reciprocal, that is the interchanging of your numerator and denominator. So your 5 now will become the numerator and 4 will become the denominator. And then you multiply 1 times 5, that is 5, and 2 times 4, that is 8. So still we come up with the same answer. You just take the reciprocal of your denominator. Next, let's have another example. Simplify x over x plus 1 all over 7 over x. Then find the LCD of all the fractions appearing in the numerator and in the denominator of the complex fraction. So let's look for the LCD, which is x and x plus 1. Since we have here the denominator x plus 1 and x, so we can make this our LCD. And then we multiply both the numerator and the denominator of complex fraction by our LCD, which is x, and the quantity x plus 1. So you multiply. Then we can cancel this out. So for simplifying, we have now x times x, that is x squared, and we can cancel this out. 7 times the quantity x plus 1. So that is our final answer. Now let's try to do the reciprocal method. So x over x plus 1 all over 7 over x. Okay, so first is you copy the numerator, which is x over x plus 1 times, then what is the reciprocal for 7 over x? So you interchange the numerator and the denominator. This becomes x over 7. So that is x times x is equal to x squared. And then 7 times the quantity x plus 1. Okay, so we still get the same answer. Next, we have 9 over x minus x over y all over 3 over 4x plus 4 over x. So first is to find the LCD, which is 4xy. Since they have the common x, so we have here the LCD x, and then also here 4x and y. So our LCD is 4xy, and multiply the numerator and denominator by the LCD. So we have 9 over x minus x over y times the LCD 4xy, and 3 over 4x plus 4 over x times our least common denominator, which is 4xy. And then let's simplify. So we have here simplifying. So you multiply our LCD to each term, you apply the distributive property. So you multiply 4xy to 9 over x, and then you also multiply 4xy to negative xy, x over y, and then you multiply also our LCD to 3 over 4x, and also you multiply 4xy to next term, which is 4 over x. And then here you simplify. So the common here is x. Okay, next common is y. And next common here is 4x. And next common is x. Okay, so in finding the LCD, it is so easy to solve because the denominator will now eliminate. So we can solve this. 9 times 4, that is 36 times y, so we have 36y minus x times 4, that is 4x. Okay, so we have here x times 4x, so that is 4x squared. Next, we have here 3 times y, that is 3y, plus 4 times 4y, so we have here 16y, or simplifying, since they have a common 4, so we factor out form, so we have now 9y minus x squared all over 19y. Okay, so now let's try to go back on our problem earlier, the exercise problem. So we have number 1, that is 1/2 divided by 1/8. So we can write this also in the form of, that is 1/2 divided by 1/8, or that is also 1/2 all over 1/8. Okay, so you try to look for the LCD, which is 8. So you will multiply the numerator and the denominator by 8. So we have now our answer, that is common for 8. Common factors is 2. And 2 divided by 2, that is 1. And 2 divided by 4, 8 is 4. So 4 times 1, that is 4. All over. So the common factor for 8 and 8 is 8. So 8 divided by 8, that is 1. And this will become 1. So we have now 1 times 1, that is 1. Or we can also do the reciprocal. So 1/2 times the reciprocal of your denominator, which is 8 over 1. So the reciprocal of 1/8 is 8 over 1, or simply 8. Then you solve for this. So that is 8 over 2, or 8 divided by 2, that is 4. Okay, next, let's proceed to our example number 2. So your example number 2, that is 3 divided by 1/2, or can be written also in the form of 3 all over 1/2. Okay, so let's solve this. So you do the reciprocal of 1/2. So 3 times the reciprocal of 1/2, that is 2 over 1, or simply 2, and then we multiply 3 times 2, that is 6, and then over 1, or simply 6. So how about if we find the LCD? So we have 3, so we have 3 all over 1/2. So our LCD here is 2. Okay, I will erase this. Since the denominator for 3 is 1, so what is the common factor? What is the least common denominator for 1 and 2? Okay, so we can use 2 our LCD. So you multiply the numerator and denominator by the LCD 2. So 3 times 2, that is 6. And 1/2 times 2 is 1, or 6 over 1. Our answer, simplifying this, is 6. So we still have the same answer. Okay, so for the practice exercise number 3 and 4, I will leave it to you and try to solve it on your own. So if you have questions, kindly message me to our group chat, and on Thursday I will be discussing week 5. Thank you for listening. God bless and keep safe. Thank you.